Alright guys, I'm out at my dad's house, out in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. I got the Redcat Crawler here that you've seen in the last two videos, the unboxing and putting the upgrades on. I have tested it, as you can tell, but I do have my LMT here, which I didn't do a video on, but I'll go over it later in the video. If I remember, I'll get some clips of it going through the mud. I did mess around with it a little bit, but didn't do a whole lot. Kind of focusing more on the real, life-size cars here. I broke that. I believe either, I'm not 100% sure what broke yet. Either the pinion gear got loose and is just spinning, or the spur gear stripped out. So we'll see on that. So this is our little crawler course. It's nothing fancy. Got a little hill climb here. I don't know why my phone's acting so jittery. Let me see if I can do something here. Alright, hopefully it's a little bit better. Yeah, that seems better. Okay. So I got the Redcat here with the controller that has a LED light on it. I don't know, it's kind of cool. But I'm gonna try and do a little crawling with it, one-handed along here. I don't get the car exactly in frame. Just keep in mind, I'm trying to remember to keep the camera pointed at the car. So, you seen I put a Hobby Wing Quick Run Fusion Pro brushless crawler motor in here. It is on the 3S. And so far, these tires, they are not too bad. For the rocks, they're not bad at all. This does have portals on it. I did switch to like Gen 8 Scout shocks. Yeah, I have to bump it up this one. There we go. Still kind of playing around with like rock placement and everything. But this thing does pretty good. I did have to trim the fender liner there on the front. But other than that, everything else is pretty decent on here. These are the super soft BFG Pro Line tires, just to help with, help with getting over rocks and everything a little bit better. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. See if we could get the other way. I'll try and get this thing to line up exactly where I want it. This is still a stock servo in here too. In the tuning for this motor, you could actually change your BEC voltage from, I believe, 6 to 7.4 it goes to. So I upped that, so it's got a little more power to the servo. Let's straighten this thing out a little more. I still got to do a little more fine tuning on this motor. This stick may cause problems, but hopefully not. Oh yeah, we're good. Doing this one-handed is definitely an interesting thing to do. I mean, these tires flex a lot, and it looks super cool. But I still I gotta adjust the drag brake in it and the motor a little bit. Try and get this thing to stay up a little bit higher on the rock. The body does still come in contact with the tire just a little bit. Nothing too bad. Look at that tire flexing. These do have the foams in them still. I thought about taking them out, but these tires are so soft as they are, I figured I'd leave them in. this thing's gonna have all the right scratches along the side of it. Now, see if we can make it up the hill after climbing the rocks. It's a little tricky sometimes, but looks like I got it that time. Me and my dad were playing around earlier, and we were having a little hard time. Oh, yep. You'll have that. Some of these rocks are a little weird. Actually, half of them are just broken up cinder blocks. So you kind of get hung up on stuff pretty easy, but it's not too bad. Yep. And we'll place it right back there. I do want to get some brass wheel weights for this thing. Help keep the weight down a little more. It's like the battery got a little sideways in there. It's all right. So that's just why the body looks a little funny. There it goes. It just got caught up. So the cab and bed are two separate pieces. It's got bolts here in the center. Hence, you can see it's got some flex right there. And there's mounts where the cab is right in front of it if you run just the cab. And sometimes if you pinch up on the body right here, it kind of gets it stuck in that spot. It's not a huge deal. It usually goes right back in. But after the video I posted yesterday or whenever, I did go through and just add a few stickers, kind of make it mine. And it's pretty much all I did was just throw stickers on it, and then did a little bit of tuning here and there. But for right now, that's gonna be it. I'll try and get some footage of that later. But I'm gonna go back to working on the real cars. So yeah, for right now, it's gonna be it. Figured I'd show a little bit of crawling. And yeah, so I'll be back in a few. By the way, here is an update on the Everest 10 I had that I gave my dad. It has TRX4, I assume like Mickey Thompson wheels. I got these from a guy from work. I gave them to my dad. Nothing's really changed besides wheels. Still runs, works just fine. Nothing wrong with it. He still crawls around with it, so. And then the Gen 8 is up top here. We were messing with both of these earlier today. And then all his other stuff. And then the XTM you guys seen recently. So, and those bodies are for that Nitro touring car I have that has the green Camaro body, if you've seen in the previous videos. But yeah, so figured I'd show an update on where these things have been. Alright guys, real quick, so I'm putting the video all together from the crawler, and I had a guy coming into my work Friday last week, and he said he got a few cars from his brother-in-law, something like that, and he just wanted to get them working. So I stopped by earlier today to kind of see what all he had and figure out what everything needs, and he ended up giving me a few things. So I have the Nitro Slash here, which I did get my Robertson Racing spur gear. It's just a stock 72. So no more stripping this one out. And he gave me a few things. So he gave me a Team Associated RC10, pretty much a ECX Torment, essentially, which, funny enough, these wheels are off of one of those. I have pretty much every part to it in that box, in that crate. He also gave me this toolbox here with some random stuff in it that has random stuff. He gave me 2 chargers, which they don't seem to work, which isn't a big deal. The dog's huffing and puffing. So I'm getting this all back together. I'm not going to film it. I mean, it's been on the channel 8 times. So he did give me a few motors. This one is a Novak brushless 13.5. I'm going to see if it does any good in here. I don't know much about it, but if it doesn't work, I may try and run a brushed setup in here, because he did give me some pretty nice motors. A P2K Pro Copperhead Trinity motor. There's the specs on there. And then he gave me this one as well, which is a Green Machine Pro, also a Trinity. Can't really read the specs on it, sadly. But if that motor doesn't turn out how I want it, I'll try the other one. This does have a sensor wire, so I'm thinking it may be a crawler motor. I'll see once it's all together. If so, it's not a big deal. I did change the ESC mount. There was, somewhere in that box, there was a, what looks to be like a Stampede ESC mount, so I bolted it right where the throttle and brake servo would be on here. So it's sturdy, it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm gonna try that out. Plus, then I don't have to run long wires all the way up to the front. Update on the LMT. I had the Black Mambas on here, and I liked them, but they were just a little bit shorter. So I put these back on, and I sold my Black Mambas to my dad for the Everest 10 that you've seen in the clip before. So at some point you may see that again. Max Slash, I did order a motor that'll probably be here sometime this week, and I got a dust cover just to keep dust out for a minute. That'll, I believe, be here tomorrow. Laser nut, I was messing with it earlier, and either the spur gear stripped or the pinion got loose and backed off. It did do that the other day when I was at my dad's, but I took it apart, tightened it back up, and it was fine. So hopefully it just loosened up again. Hopefully it didn't strip out the spur gear. This we'll be seeing soon. It's pretty much nothing in there. Well, it does have a motor and speed controller. Unsure of what they are, but it does not have a radio. Stampede, that's still all good. I got these blue shocks on here, and I did put new battery or new motor mounts in here, which there's still a battery in there. I gotta take that out. It is unplugged, so that's good. The crawler, it does great. I did have the pinion in here, also came loose, but the spur gear still looks okay. I noticed immediately it got loose. So that's an easy swap back, not a big deal. And then I have Revo. I'm still waiting on the trans gears. Hopefully they're here this week. If not, it's not a big deal. This thing, I haven't really messed with it at all. And then that is kind of just a shelf body at this point. Not going to really do anything with it. And then the HPI Savage down beneath, still waiting on, still waiting to get stuff for it. I am going to put this Revo back together tonight, I think, once I'm done with this, because with that, I don't know if there's a receiver in it. Well, I assume there is, just because all the wires are running in there, and I think that it does have an antenna coming out of it, I believe. I think I saw the wire earlier, but I'm not 100% sure. But you can see it does have a motor in there. It's got a speed controller, unknown of what it is. Yeah, there is a receiver in there. You can kind of see the antenna wire over there. But it's just funny enough that I have every single part to this thing besides a body. So, I mean, the rear bumper that goes on these is actually bolted to the back bumper on my Slash, just because I like the mud flaps. So, I am getting a new body, and I'm going to the clipless mounts too, just because this body, I've had it for so long, it's all messed up. All in here is cracked. I mean, plus I opened up the wheel wells for big pedal tires during the winter. It's wore out, so I'm just going to switch it over. But I'm going to get this thing put all back together, put this video together, and post it up for you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and yeah, hopefully I may be doing a video on the Revo next. So I'll see you guys then.